Hope this broadcast finds everybody well. Gonna do some more work on the Goldcrest Valley map. Still waiting for our fields to come in. They're taking forever, it seems, so we're gonna finish up doing some mowing around the yard and cleaning up. Do a couple more jobs. And then hopefully acquire some new equipment. So we're gonna park the truck right here because I left my mower out. Alrighty, so I started mowing the main barnyard, so we'll finish that up. Gotta hit up the chicken coop and collect some more eggs. We'll take those into town and sell them when we go to hopefully purchase some new equipment. We've gotten the bank up over 200,000, so that's still making some money. I might even sell some grain today. I haven't decided yet, so do some finish cleaning up here. I wish we could have seasons on this because it would be so awesome to have snow on the ground this time of year. It's Christmas right around the corner. There is a way to imitate snow on the ground, but it costs money, and it's money I don't have. Basically, what I've seen done is you purchase solid fertilizer and you spread it on the ground. And then you wait for the weather to change, and as we all know, it does rain, and it does, in quotation marks, snow, but it never collects on the ground, because they can never make it work for console for whatever reason, which really sucks, but whatever. Maybe in the future we'll try to do something like that. Spread it out thinly somewhere, make it look like a mist snow squall or something. I like how they integrated the music into the Christmas trees. Don't know how anybody else feels about that. I love Christmas. It's one of my favorite holidays of the year, and the main reason is because I enjoy seeing the looks on my kids' faces Christmas morning. It's one of the best feelings as a parent I've ever experienced, aside from seeing my kids born, which was pretty wild. So, hope everybody's doing good. I do apologize for the length of my last video. It exceeded 2 hours. I was not anticipating that. I'm gonna try to keep these to anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour. I don't want to go crazy and bore everybody with my horrible, horrible voice. But the farm's looking pretty good. It's coming along quite nicely. Keep doing those jobs and getting all the money up. Eventually we'll be able to do a lot more, purchase some more equipment. Now, on most of my maps where I've used the cheat mod money box, I tend to put up the seed silos and the fertilizer silos. It's a lot easier than buying separate seed pallets and fertilizer pallets and this and that, in my opinion. It does you still have to pay when you pay for the seed and the fertilizers. You take it out of the silos, Sometimes it makes it a little bit easier than having to run all the way back to the store, purchase the pallets, load them on a flatbed, bring them all the way back to the farm, unload them, stack them nice and neat. I'm not too bad with a pallet fork, but as everybody I'm sure knows, it is a pain in the ass. So try to get some of the weeds away from the chicken coop here. Try to trim that nice and neat. I love this little lawnmower. I could sit on this thing for hours, which I have done. Takes about a good hour to do the barnyard. I might not do it all. I don't want to be boring everybody with just mowing lawn. I'm sure everybody has to do that in real life, and it's never a fun task to begin with, so I'm sure nobody wants to watch me do it on a video game. But I like trying to keep the yard looking neat and tidy and trimmed very well, so. Plus you can make money. Like I said the other night, don't make a lot, but eventually I might move this down to the cattle barn when I do acquire animals. Which is something I might do today is purchase some sheep. We have to see if we have the money to do that, so. I think what I'm going to do is after I get this thing loaded up, I'm going to hop in the old Ford there. We'll go take a cruise and see if I can't get some jobs done, make some more money. I've been toying with the idea of purchasing logging equipment and maybe doing some logging somewhere on the map, maybe on the farm. I'm definitely eventually going to be doing logging on this farm, right where I'm working at. The logging, as I'm sure you all know, is one of the quickest, easiest ways to make money, aside from doing jobs. I have a nice setup that I enjoy using, but you have to have the money to acquire it. I use the larger of the Fendt 800 favorites, or I don't think it's the Fendt 800, I think it's the 900, with a front loader and a log grapple. And it clears the logging trailer just perfect. So as long as you're lined up between the stakes and the logging trailer, there's no getting caught or bound up or anything. Shout out to both of my older and younger sister and my oldest brother, Dawn, Tip, and Tom. I mainly do these for my nephews. My sisters both have all boys, and my brother has 2 daughters and 1 boy who just recently signed up for the Air Force and was accepted. Congrats and much thanks to him for defending our freedom. He ships out, I think, in the next month or so. Prayers go with him. But yeah, I do this for my nephews, and like I said on my last video, I mainly play this with my boys. This is why I have 2 PlayStations, so we can game and broadcast together. The aliases King Bob and Stuart are just that. Stuart's the oldest one, King Bob is the youngest. And we do have a Kevin. Kevin's not really much of a fan of this. He does love the Minecraft games, which I've tried to play with him, and I can play it, but not for very long. After about a half an hour, my eyes start bugging out because of the pixelation in the game. It drives me crazy. And if you wear glasses, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. It's just I really don't even grasp the concept of it. I'm not bashing it in any way, shape, or form. I've seen some really cool stuff built with it, with the game. Kevin, or not Kevin, yeah, Kevin, has built some pretty wild stuff on it. They showed me how to use the TNT option on it, which with me is a bad thing because I like to blow stuff up. So I've kind of been banned from playing with them. So yeah, that's on our Xbox One though. We don't have that for the PlayStation, which is what I'm broadcasting from at the moment. I'm trying to figure out how to broadcast from Xbox One because Xbox One happens to have one of my favorite racing games on it. It's Forza Racing 2. I know I think 7 just came out. We have Forza 2 and Forza 5. And I just love, like I said, racing simulators, just simulators in general. So, I'm just over halfway full on this thing. Hopefully we'll get it filled up and dumped and we can go collect our eggs and then go find something to do. Find a job to do. And I apologize for not being able to time-lapse this. I do not have a PC to edit it, and I know I can go onto the YouTube website and do it from there, but I have to learn how to use the dashboard on YouTube, so. Apologies ahead of time for the random hacking. I am fighting a slight cold. Thanks to the minions. I fell asleep this morning, or last night, probably around 11:30ish. Woke up at 4 o'clock this morning and promptly fell back to sleep till about 1:30, and then I had to just get up and go to work. So, rough day here. Okay, so this side of the barnyard is done. So, I'm gonna go see if I missed anything over here. If I did, we'll tidy it up. It does miss. You're not going slow or taking your time. It does miss little patches here and there. So it's just a matter of taking your time, and that makes you dizzy. There we go. Yep. Oh, almost slammed into the chicken fence. The chickens would have been like, oh my god, run! Alright, so. Did I get it? No. That one's always a tough one to get. Let's see if I can hit it this way. Whee! Maybe not. Nope. Forgive me if I stop doing stuff in the middle of broadcasting. I do multitask, and right now I'm in the middle of watching or broadcasting and talking with my younger sibling who lives 1,500 miles away. So there will be moments of slight pauses in workmanship. So, there, that's done. Now maybe she'll leave me alone because I just had to inform her I'm in the middle of broadcasting. Alrighty, so let's go down here. Now, usually I do this whole piece by the roadside. Just gonna try to like make it even and then finish cleaning it up. There we go. That's a little bit better. So, yeah. Oop, tree. Watch out, tree. Watch out for that tree. So let's go down here. Let's go hop in the chicken coop and we'll pick up what eggs I do have. Don't have all that much left to go on the filling up the lawnmower, so let's go get this all picked up. Anybody think they should make a mod for like a weed whacker so you can get into the chicken coop and weed whack it? That'd be cool. Handy. But probably wouldn't work because it's not a PC, it's a console, so... It's always a thought, though. Okay, I gotta get that stupid help window out of the way. It's driving me nuts. Shut that off. There we go. That's better. Oop. Okay. What did I just do? I did something. Yep. Controls are always messing with me on this game. So let's go over here. We'll go down the front sidewalk and we'll trim up around, finish trimming up around the house. Let me look good. There we go. And a lot of people don't take this into consideration. It's awesome that they finally gave us a lawnmower. I grew up on a small farm, for those of you who don't know. It was very, very small. We had equipment, but nothing near what gets used on this or on actual massive Mondo farms. Yeah, keeping the farm clean looking is also part of running a nice farm. So that's what I'm trying to work into in the details of a real farm series. So we try to mow around all the flower pots without knocking them out or wiping them out, because then you got to put them back, and you never put them back in the right spot, and then you have to wait until the next save game, or when you save it, you have to wait until you reload it to have them back where they belong. So the goal is to do it all without knocking anything askew. Oh, like I almost just did there. It's a good thing the motor deck doesn't really hit much. So, there we go. Be awesome if we could actually enter this house like we can on the new map that Black Sheep Modding just put out. Fully interactive, you can open and close doors, freaking amazing. So, almost finished here. Got all this done, mowed up, cleaned up. Looks so much nicer around the house when this gets done. I am going to utilize the trains in this. The new Platinum Edition, they have the train system set up, which is awesome. I've actually started utilizing it in another file I'm doing. That was weird. Oh, that's the flag rustling in the weeds. I thought something was climbing next to my head. I didn't know that made that noise. That's cool. I am going to turn up the volume on the equipment just a little bit. If it's too loud, please comment below. I do multitask with as I'm broadcasting, I usually have my phone watching as well, so I can read any comments. Comments are, again, welcome. Constructive criticism, no bashing. I don't tolerate it. It's pointless. If you feel the need that you need to bash people on YouTube, then you need to find a life. there's that, and I think... Did I do this side already? No, I did not. Okay, so we gotta do this here too. Alrighty, finish this up, and that should, actually... Yeah, we'll finish this up even though it's not gonna collect anything. It's pretty cool that this little lawnmower can hold 3,000 liters worth of grass. Or hold over 3,000 liters worth of grass. You can make windrows with it, which I did mess up by the barn. I accidentally hit the wrong button, which I'm known quite well for doing. So it's not just a lawn mower. You can cut grass and leave windrows, and then you can bale it for your sheep. Or you can just cut grass and then dump it into the sheep's feeding trough. Which, being that sheep only require fresh cut grass and water, I think that's going to be my goal today. We're going to get up some more money, and then we're going to acquire some new equipment. Oh, look at that! My fields came in. Sweet, awesome. So we can get some work going here. Ah, finally. I didn't think it was ever going to happen. Okay, so let's go park this. Does it need a bath? You know what, I should probably spray it down anyway. I like to keep my equipment clean. Oh yes, here's my... This is what happens when you open up the mowing deck. It literally leaves a bailable windrow. I accidentally did that. It's kind of irritating. What are you gonna do? I think I can get the Z-Door out and spray that one more time with some fertilizer. We're gonna go park this bad boy right over here. We'll give it a bath. Oh, I don't like that tipper. I am definitely gonna be selling this thing. I cannot stand those dolly type tippers. Cool. Okay. There's that. That's done. So we'll park this guy. I didn't happen to even... I should probably check and see what's in the silos. I haven't even looked at that. Let's see here. Let's get in a Z-Door. Actually, well, let's bring up the map and take a peek, see at the goings on here. Zoom in on the farm. So, right, needs plowing, blah blah blah. So, those need, those need harvested. That's still growing. I bet you that's ready for a seeding. So let's go see if that's ready for, or not a seeding, a fertilizing. Let's go see if we can fertilize that. Don't pick up that. It's dragging on the ground. Alrighty, let's see here. Does this need another? It's not letting me hire a worker. Nope. I left the fertilizer on. Shut that off. Oh, didn't mean to do that either. So much for being realistic. Okay, so let's go park this. I don't think that it needs to be fertilized anymore. I think I did it all. I don't have a plow. I only have a cultivator. So we're going to park this right here. And we're going to go get the harvester. And the field we first planted is way over on the side, on the far side of the farm. So that's field number 12. So that's the one we're going to harvest first. I do hire workers, and I do jump around sometimes. I don't always run back and forth between everything. I do teleport between fields, or not fields, equipment. So we'll go get this guy started. We'll probably do the hedgerows first, even though I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to on this map. Everything's pretty wide open, so let's go do this. Get him started. See how he does. There is a crop destruction mod, which I do like for the sheer fact of realism. My biggest issue with it is if you're in a tight map, you run the risk of doing a lot of damage to the crop before you actually get to harvest it, and you can lose a lot of money on it. So I do not have that turned on. Turn that down, bring that up. Bring my live chat. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna hop over to we need to get a get a tipper. Don't park these two too close together. So let's get this guy over to field 12 with the tipper. Which this tipper is not going to last long on this farm. I do not like these things. Do like the fact that you can cover the tippers, but I do not like this specific tipper. We have, no, I didn't want that to happen either. We have the Metal Tech tipper on the case 1455, which is a all-around oldish school in general purpose tractor. New enough that it has climate control and a stereo. But old enough to know it's not new. So we're going to park this guy right here. Just so he's here ready and waiting. We should get a pretty decent yield off of all three of these fields. I did do the fertilization process properly, so We should make out good there. And I need to find the Ford. And we need to... Oh, I left something on. There we go. Shut those off. Okay, so we're going to hop in a Ford and we're going to take a stroll into town. And we're going to go sell some eggs, which actually, we have enough eggs to sell. How many eggs do I have in my basket? Where are my eggs? Eggs in backpack 6? Not enough to sell yet. Okay, so we are going to go into town though, and on the way, we will look for some jobs. Ta-da! Set the cruise control, which is at 36. I want that there. Let's check on potato field. I think that's a potato field. I'm not sure. Pretty sure it is. Okay, so let's park her right there. We'll go check on the condition of this. See if she needs anything else done. Nope. Okay. It's actually one of the better ways to tour a map too, is doing jobs for other farmers. I don't know if this is ready to harvest yet, but it's getting there. Let's see. Oh, well, we dropped that down. It's under $70,000. Cool. What does he need done? Does he need anything done? He needs a fertilizer. So let's do a quick fertilizer job for him. I do not know why they supplied a counterweight, being the fact that this thing has to be mounted on the front. I've never used the Coon sprayer. This will be the first time I've ever used it. It's pretty cool. I like the design of some of the Coon stuff. It's very nice. Look at the reach on that bad boy. That's impressive. Let's see here. Alright, let's go. Get some spraying done. So, I've done jobs on the very lower half of the map, except for out by Mary's farm. I'm not a fan of potato harvesting. I will do potatoes, but not in abundance, and it will be on a very small field. Probably field 15 at the farm. It's just, it takes way too much time. And depending on what type of equipment you purchase, it's almost not worth it. But we did do jobs for the farmers who own lot 30, 29, 28, 27, and 25. 25, we're going to check the progress of, because I did fertilizer state for them. I plowed, cultivated, sowed, and did another fertilizer state for them all in one shot. So I'd like to see the progress on that field, how it's coming along. You know, always got to keep an eye on that upper progress circle in the top right hand corner with your timer. I haven't been having a lot of issues with this game crashing, but it has happened in the past on me, and I've lost countless hours and lots of money when it happens. Just gets aggravating sometimes, even though it is just a game. Always got to remember that. So, being the fact that it's just a game, the only thing you've really lost is time. Sometimes there's just never enough time in the day. Just go in here. What did they put us in over here? What is this? What do we got going on here? What is this? This is what tractor did they put me in? I don't know. Odd. Nice little dinky tractor though. Good for spraying. I do like those smaller tractors for spraying. It seems more um, economical, I guess you could say. Not like you can go fast when you're spraying anyway, so nice slow even speed, set the cruise control and just get it done. So it is 1:33 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time in the United States. As I stated previously in my last video, I work third shift. This is the best time for me to get this stuff done. I'm usually up most of the night anyway, so working the second shift and then being able to come home, do this, and wind down works out perfect in my case. Love to love to see some comments on who is from where, or whoever's watching this video, or any of my videos. I always love to hear where people are from, especially over in Europe. It is on my bucket list to make it there one day with the wife and see the sights. She'd get mad at me though, because the only thing I'd want to see is the cool farm equipment. Okay, so we made so we made probably just over 5,800 bucks there. Not bad. Getting the bank up there. Where did I leave my truck? Oh, there's a Ford. Okay. I think we're gonna change the color of the Ford today. I really excuse me. Once again, I'm fighting a slight cold from the minions. I do not like the weight on the Ford because the dirt shows up really, really quick. So we're going to change the wheels and the paint on that as well today. Do a little lane change here. And stop in the middle of the road. Possibly get rear-ended. Egg sell point is right over here, so we are going to sell the 6 eggs that I have acquired. 61 bucks. Not bad. Not great, but not horrible. It's money, right? That is the goal of this game, is to make money. Oh, hit the wrong button again. There we go. So, let's go. Oh, that thing is going to drive me nuts. Let's head on up to the shop and we'll scope out some equipment. Might even take out a loan again. I kind of paid off the loan a little too quick. So, let's go up here to the shop. Okay. Oh, that button's gonna get me in trouble. Helper A has a full nearly full grain tank. Okay, so let's go. We're gonna put this here. So let's hop over to the farm. Get the cover off of the case on the tipper, and of course he's going the wrong direction, so we're just gonna have to pull up next to him, set the cruise, and hope for the best. And this is exactly why I do not have crop destruction on, because I would be destroying thousands of dollars of soybean at the moment if I did. So, yeah. So he should stop. Take a peek inside the grain tank here. He should stop at the end of this row and finish unloading. And then I'll be able to move out of his way. And then, oh, yep, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna kind of move him over. Park him back over here on the side. These workers are ridiculous. Look at that. Missed that tiny little spot. Okay. So now we're gonna hop back over here. We're gonna get out and we're gonna see if anybody wants to say hello. Hello? No?
Howdy, partner.
Howdy. How's it going? Top of the morning to you. So, alright, let's go in here. We are going to look into a plow. So, I personally don't care for these types of plows. My favorite plows are these guys right here. The problem is the amount of horsepower required for even the smallest one, and the working width on that is 3.6 meters. So, where this is only 2, which that takes forever. I've used that to make roads on my logging maps. This one's decent, but I don't know if I have anything with enough power to move it. That's a no. I don't have a tractor with enough power to move that plow. So, we are going to have to go with one of these plows, but I want a reversible plow. It's going to be this one or this one. What do we got for horsepower? So it's going to have to go on one of the case tractors. Definitely. We have two 1455 XLs. And those have the power to move one of these. But first, I think there's an ATM right down here. I am going to take out a loan. Probably not. I could take out the whole amount. And that'll give us, I think you can take out like 200 and something thousand dollars. But I really don't need or want that much of them loan. So we'll take out $100,000 loan. That's $306,000. That'll be enough to buy a decent sized plow and a tractor, hopefully, to go along with it. Because you need to. I do have the periodic plowing turned on. So for every 3 harvests, you have to, no questions asked, plow the field. And that is standard practice for pretty much any farm due to the fact that you need to turn the soil and pretty much rotate it, which is the purpose of a plow. So we need to find something with 170 horsepower that is in our price range, which these guys are all way too expensive. So I'm going to go to the end where the fence are. The fence have some really decent horsepower ratings, and they're not outrageously expensive. So I can go with either one of these two and then just give them an upgrade. Which I think if I go with this, I do put the front attachers on here for the sole purpose of the fact that it makes it handier to have. So if we go there, 200, that puts us right over, well over the mark. I'm not a fan of the color green, so well, thank you, Bonnie. I did not know that. But that is nice to know. Thank you. I like the blue ones. I do like the twin wheel setups, which um, um, I don't know why, I just do. So we're gonna buy this guy. I'm not gonna buy a front loader for it at the moment, because there's no need for one. We definitely do need to have a plow, or not a plow, a counterweight for this, which I'm a big fan of the fence. So of course I have the front weight systems downloaded. So let's do this, yeah, and then we'll get this hooked up. And this is just gonna go to the farm and get parked temporarily. That's pretty cool. Let's look at that thing. Look at this. Isn't that just awesome? I mean, they did such an awesome job with this. Just all the way around. They're getting better at their mods too. They're getting the hydraulic line setups down pretty good. So this is what we're going to use for plowing on the farm. It's a little bit big, especially with the twin wheel option. But I'm American, so go big or go home, I guess. Oh, I don't want to run over the people. Gotta be nice to the people. And we'll get the hazard lights going on top. And then when I get this back to the farm, like I said, I'm just going to park it. And then we're going to teleport back to the shop. Because I want to repaint the Ford. And then I want to check on field 25. Check out this. I just love the detailing. I wish there is a way to zoom in on this stuff, but you actually have to exit out of the whole game and then from the main menu change your field of view, which it's just not worth it. On the computer, on the PC version of this, I believe there's just a couple of buttons, keys you can push, and you zoom right in on what you're looking at. Oh, I just cut off a car. Oh boy. Good thing there's no insurance penalties, I guess. I do have the time set at 5x, because I've been going crazy for the last 3 days waiting for those fields to come in. Probably gonna slow it down here because it's already almost 10 after 2 in the afternoon, and I don't know about anybody else, but I despise working in the dark. It's harder to see everything, and I personally don't like playing in the dark. It's just not my thing. So we're gonna park you right here, and that way you're out of the way. And we're gonna shut off the beacons and the motor. And that's set. And how's he doing? His tank is not full yet, so we planted 2 fields of 3 fields. We did soybeans in field 12, and then I did canola in 14 and 15, which, as we all know, soybeans and canola are 2 of the crops that rake in the most money. I'll take a quick look at the sell prices here. Right now, canola is up at Mary's Farm for $1,298 a ton or liter, and then soybeans are on the fall. I'm gonna turn down the time here so we can save that. That's at $15.89 a liter. So, and I'm going to, yeah, let's turn down the time here. Yep, alright, there we go. Cool. And if anybody didn't notice, these are my settings. This is what I have my settings at. I love being able to turn on and turn the motors, engines on and off. I do believe in having to refill your seeders and your fertilizers. I do have the plant withering off because that's just how I've always played the game. I don't like losing crop whatsoever, which I'm sure not a lot of people do. Anywho, let's go get this over here into the mod shop, and we'll give her a fresh paint job and some new ones. Gotta shut her off. There we go. Okay. So, and yes, I do upgrade the motor. I'm a fan of the blue they have on. Love Design 7 on the wheels, so that's what we're going to stick with. Look at that. Isn't that cool? This looks so much better. I don't like the bright white paint jobs that they issue these in. They look so much nicer. So let's do. Oh, I backed out, and now I need to go this way. So let's. Now I try my best not to jump curbs to get into fields, because that's not how you. It's not how you do it. I do try to use all of the options for like driving, typically turn signals and whatnot. I do try to. I'm not a fan of the cab view on any kind of transportation around the map because it's almost claustrophobic, in my opinion. So I like driving from the third-person point. There's a field that needs to be done. That guy's field needs to be sprayed or harvested, it looks like. Let's take a cruise up here. I did find there is another forest over here that I just found the other day whilst broadcasting. I didn't know it was there. I've only ever done the forestry on the farm itself. Or attempted. I have never played the game enough to go anywhere else, so. Alright, so this looks like it needs to be fertilized, so let's park the truck, hop out. Okay, so one thing I want to point out, okay, so we're just about full on his progress bar for helping lower the cost of the field. So right now, he's willing to sell this field for $199,000. Um, I'm going to do the job, and then we're going to see when the job is done what he's willing to sell it to me, because this job should fill that progress bar right up to the top. And I've done that for a couple of different farmers already. Which, the more work you do for farmers before you buy a field, the better off you are in obtaining the field. So. And hopefully, maybe Sunday, this coming Sunday morning, one of the minions and I will be able to do a broadcast before I have to go into work. Or maybe even Saturday night, depending on how exhausted I am. I work 6 days a week, and Saturdays I work a 13-hour shift from 8 a.m. till 9 p.m. So by the time I get home, I am just about, the only mood I'm in is to crash on a couch and turn on Daggerwin and watch his videos till I pass out, and then my wife has to wake me up to actually get me to go to bed. Which, that's the joys of working a second shift job and then having to do a 13-hour shift after doing a second shift job. I get out of work at 11:30 at night, and then I have about a 40-minute ride home, and then I have to be up and back at it again and into work for 8 o'clock the next morning. So it's kind of rough on the weekends. And my one day off a week is Mondays, which, like I've stated in previous videos, that is when I try to do my broadcasts with the minions. And King Bob, who is the youngest minion, he sometimes has a hard time staying on track, but he does his best. Stuart and I do a lot of, we get a lot of work done, but shenanigans are involved. And as we all know, the fertilizer jobs never really pay out that much, but they do pay out. So it's always beneficial to you because you're making the money. So I don't know what state field 27 it is. We'll probably check that out here. I know by the time I'm done with this field, I'm going to have to hop back to my main farm and empty out the harvester, who's probably already full and waiting and ready for me to empty his tank. So. One more pass and we should be done with this. Hopefully. Oh, they're gonna make me do that last little bit of strip there. Okay. Okay, so we'll do that. I did miss some spots, I see. There we go. Well, got a bonus, got a decent bonus too. Alright, so now The field, when I initially, before I did that fertilizer job, was at $199,000. So now we're going to bring this back up, and it dropped $4,000 off of what he was asking for that field. Now, once your bar is full, I don't know if the price drops more. That is something I need to look into. If anybody knows, I'd appreciate a comment on that. Give me a heads up. But as far as I know, once you fill the progress bar, and get the field cost down, that's it. That's as far as it goes. Time for this mission, 116 minutes. I do not have that much time. Not until I figure out the editor for YouTube. So, we're going to bypass that one. And I think I'm going to move down to lot... Which lot is it? Lot 28? Lot 28. We'll see how much he wants for that job, or how much he's going to pay out for that job, and how long it's going to take. Before I do that, I got to hop back to the farm. So get this down here by this guy. I love living in a town like this. Nice, quiet, peaceful. Out in the middle of nowhere. So, let's park him let's park the Ford right here for now. And we're gonna hop, oh, yep, he's full. Okay, so let's go get the case. Wow. Maybe I didn't do all fertilizer states on this. I'm gonna have to pay attention to that next time. We might have missed one, but still, I did one fertilizer state, so I think that's 10% for each fertilizer state you do. What I try to do is I'll fertilize the field, I'll either plow it or cultivate it, and then you can, if you have a sowing machine that has fertilizer capability, that'd be your second stage, and then your third stage would be spraying or fertilizing when the crop is in the process of growing. And the more you do that, the more you make, or the more crop you yield from harvesting. So it's always good to pay attention to that stuff. So I'll get this guy over here. Get this into the silo. Might sell some soybeans to get some money recouped from the loan I just took out. I don't know, I'm almost tempted to take out the rest of the loan just to have the max amount of money for right now, but it's not really the goal of the game. Okay, so that brought our soybean storage up to 13,519 liters, so that's not too bad. Now these silos do have a cap on them as to how much you can keep in them. They do have mods that you can add on, or they have mods that you can put up silos anywhere on the farm, so you have extra crop storage. I don't know in what respect I'm gonna go, in what route I'm gonna go with that. We'll see. Now he's on the right side, so I can tag along and have him empty his tank, and then he can finish up the field. Oh. Okay. Got him out of the way. Park that there, and what was I in the midst of doing? Ah, yes, I was going to do a job. Alright, so. Okay, so, let's see here. Oh, it's going to take an hour. Let's see if you can give me a different setup here. Nope, it's all the same. Usually, if you keep doing this, they'll change the equipment that's offered. I am a fan of the CR1090 New Holland. That's typically all I'll work with. And he's offering up, see right here, here we go, look at that. 48 minutes instead of 55 or 56. They never give you the biggest header though, that's my biggest complaint. They never ever give you the biggest header. But 48 minutes, I'll do that, and the price is worth it, especially with what he's paying. Oh, and I have to make sure I don't back into any stupid trees. Trees always get in the way sometimes. Once I get some cattle over here, I might take something down just to clear up some space. So let's get this guy going here. This I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna turn up the sound a little bit because that's bothering me. I'm gonna turn the vehicle volume up a little bit. If anybody has any issues, can't hear me, let me know. And I'll just turn it back down. My headset's kind of funky. It's very, very sensitive, so I actually have it turned down pretty low right now. If I were to turn it up, the noise would just be excruciating. I suffer from tinnitus, so my ears ring 24/7 constantly. So I try not to abuse them too much. So some of the equipment where on my videos might seem like it's too quiet to you. When I'm recording, it seems unbearable to me. So, apologies for any inconvenience it might cause. But that's the reason the equipment's so quiet. And I don't know who's watching at the moment aside from Bonnie, I believe it's pronounced. I split the fields. It seems to make it go a little bit quicker. It's never always a straight shot, but it's close. I try my best. It's kind of hard to pick a straight line from inside the cab, so. And I never always, as much as I try, I never make it dead split down the center. I'm never able to judge that properly, so. I did have a request a couple of days ago for some grass silaging. I will eventually, once we have the money, be doing that because as you can see over to the right there, that is the main cattle farm for the cows. And before I even consider buying cows, I make sure my bunker is completely full of silage, end to end, compacted, covered, and ready for use. So when I purchase my cows, I can give them their TMR, total mixed ration, right off the bat, and they can be producing at 100% from the get-go instead of having to work them up to it, which makes it more convenient. I like to use the Silo King Total Mixed Ration Feeder. I did at one point used to use the trailer feeder, but I don't know. The Silo King is just easier to get your rations figured out. Even if you have to load it multiple times. I do know that the trailer type one, you can get more in it, but it's just a little bit more work involved in it, which when I'm doing these, the easier I can make it, the better off I am, especially when I'm trying to keep the videos down, or the video time down to a minimum. Could take the time to run around the map and find all the gold nuggets, and we'll end up with $1 million. But as everybody knows, $1 million on this game does not last very long whatsoever. So. It would be a good start to get the forestry aspect up and running, though. I do need to purchase a mower and a loading wagon for the sheep, which I may do after I'm done with this field. I might just say, screw it, take out the full amount possible on a bank loan and get the transporter required for moving animals, because I don't like having to pay to have them delivered. I might look into having them delivered, but if I remember correctly, that costs a substantial amount of money. It's almost like leasing vehicles, and they charge you by the hour ludicrous amounts of money when you're leasing equipment. So I don't like leasing equipment. The only time I'll lease equipment is if I need to do something quick and I can get it done within the hour and I can get it returned. Otherwise, it's just you're wasting your money. So I'm gonna take a quick screenshot here of this. I might try to use that for my thumbnail on this video, because I'm trying like I said, trying to figure out how to learn to use the editing options on YouTube. I don't have a PC, so it's a little bit more difficult. I can do it from my PlayStation. I can try to do it from my phone. But I have to actually sit down and look at what's entailed and go from there. There's quite a few PC gamers that I love to watch. Bonnie, if you're still watching, listening, I did subscribe to your channel. I see you're a very big FS17 gamer. I will be following you, as I follow a lot of the guys that do this, or gals. I follow Daggerwin quite a bit. Callum Throw I used to follow all the time. Unfortunately, as I said in my last video, he is caught up in work, actual work. Life happens. Not all of us can just sit on our PlayStations all day and do this. You have to actually get out and work for a living, so it's understandable. Callum is an awesome YouTuber. I love his commentary. I love his videos. Daggerwin is just right up there with him. They're both phenomenal YouTubers. Their commentary is awesome. The main reason I follow Daggerwin is, again, I'm a very big fanatic of simulators. And unfortunately, PC has all the simulators where console is very, very limited. So, being that this is one of the most popular ones, still at the moment, I don't know if I'm repeating myself. I probably am. This at one point was being played more than Call of Duty when it first came out, which is kind of funny if you think about it. The machinery on this game fascinates me, as does any machinery in real life, period. I've always been fascinated by farming equipment, large equipment in general. And hopefully come the end of the year I will be getting into the PC gaming world. So plus if I manage to do that, I'll be able to edit my videos a lot easier as well. It's a balmy, what's the temp outside tonight? 25 degrees here on the East Coast in the United States, in the upper northeastern corner. So, staying inside out of the elements and farming is a good way to pass the time, stay warm. I myself am covered up under a blanket whilst doing this, so the only thing I'm missing is a fireplace. I love a wood stove or a wood fireplace. But definitely winter has set in here. Stinks because in the part of the United States I'm in, we don't really get snow till after Christmas. Finish up this last row here, and we'll probably split that other half up into 2 separate pieces as well, just like I did with this. Ugh, messed that one up just a little bit. Now if I were to follow this all the way through and harvest this field for this farmer, and then turn around and fertilize it, plow it, cultivate it, fertilize it again, or sow it and then fertilize it again, I could probably make a substantial amount of money off of this one farmer. My worker should be finished back at the farm, so I need to, as soon as I'm done with this field, need to get back to the farm, get him started on lot 14 and get that harvested. We'll see about selling some grain off. And then hopefully purchasing some sheep, which we need to get up the money for so I can get the right equipment needed for them. And then be able to have the money needed for that, as well as purchasing the sheep. I need a water tanker. I'm going to need a mower and a forage wagon, collector wagon, to pick up grass, which there's obviously plenty of free grass on the map to collect grass, so. Cool thing about doing these jobs is half the time they don't take as long as the estimated time given is, so if you do it right, you can acquire a substantial amount in the time bonus on top of just doing the job, period. I think I might turn on the radio just to make the time go by a little bit better. I have done this on a couple of different maps where I've utilized the radio. It does make the time go a little bit, seem like it goes by a little bit quicker. Also adds something to my dreary voice speaking, so enjoy.
You could hold me down. Wanna be close, wanna get to know you. 'Cause I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready to drown. Ready, I'm ready to drown. Yeah, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready to drown. Pull me under, pull me under, under. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready to drown. Ready, I'm ready to drown. I'm ready
Alrighty. So, as you can see, once your progress bar is full, it does not look like it's dropped the cost of the field any. So we're going to remember that $300,024, and we're going to do this one slurry spread for him, and then we're going to check back and see if it made a difference. I'm disconnecting the wrong stuff and hooking up the right stuff, and hey, there we go. It's funny how the equipment moves around like that when trying to get it situated. Back up a little bit here. There we go. So now we're situated. We're gonna cut the wheel. We're gonna get this guy going. Set the cruise, and we're off. Alrighty. I don't know, honestly, why this thing is moving the way it is. It could be just because of the ground contour. Could be because of the weight you're pulling. I don't know. It's I've seen it happen quite a bit, but this is the first time I've ever seen it happen whilst doing a slurry job. I love this slurry machine. So cool the way it works. Injects slurry right into the ground, so when you plow it or cultivate it, whatever comes next, it just rotates the soil into fresh, ready to grow seed, soil for seed. Gotta remember to start turning a little earlier on the swings at the end here. I think they put us in the Holland T7 if I'm not mistaken. Yep, T7. Good tractor. Plenty of power for the job we're doing. Always been a fan of New Holland. Used to love the old Ford when they were still Ford. My mother still has a usable 1939 Ford Ferguson. Suffered some minor damage back in the day when my father was still around. He was brush hogging with it, and the brush hog happened to be just too much weight for it, and he hit a rock with one of the front wheels, and the front end came off the ground, and when it came back down, it had moved forward just enough that it came down on the rock he hit the wheel with, and it cracked the cast iron oil pan. So my brother is in possession of it now. They still have it. The plans are in the works to actually restore it and put it back into use on the small farm that my brother and his wife and kids are now running on our parents' property. So it'd be cool to see that back up and moving. Flathead Ford 4-cylinder engine. I'm sure if you were to start it up now, it would run just as good as it did the first day it was built. It's an old enough machine that if you could find a flathead Ford V8 engine and the conversion kit, you could bolt the flathead Ford V8 up to the tractor, which was a common thing back in the day. The amount of torque those motors produced made it 10 times more easier for farmers to do heavier work with a small tractor. Made their lives a lot simpler, or easier, I should say. we're gonna get this done, and we're gonna check the price of the field. This $300,000 is a lot per field. It's not outrageous. It's not overly priced. It's a lot of money, which is typical of any American Midwest type field, I guess. Just typically Midwest fields in the United States aren't really that expensive. They can be. They can exceed $250,000. It just depends on where it is and how many acres it is. So, if I'm not mistaken, this is only 4 acres in this field, and this farmer wants $300,000 now. 4 acres at $300,000 is not unheard of, but it's still a little on the high side. Get this done. Find out if that changed the price any. If not, I'm gonna go back to the farm and get the harvester moved about and get started on the other field. And I might move from my living room into my bedroom and do some work on American Outback, which I am also doing a realistic save file on. And that one I've taken to creating my own fields to be able to sow, crop, and make money off of. Okay, so that was that's quite a bit of money for that. Sweet. What did... Now, it's not... Okay, so once your progress bar is full, the price of the field stays at what it is. It doesn't drop. You can keep doing jobs for the farmer if you prefer, which I enjoy it, so I might continue doing it. But right now we have to get this guy unloaded and get him moved over to lot 14 so I can get him started. This should fit right in the rest of the... This should fit right in here, no issues. I need to check the map. Now it says needs plowing, but I don't know if it actually needs to be plowed yet, so we are going to bring the Zetor crystal over, and we're going to get that fertilized. I do need to fill up the fertilizer tank on it. Should probably get a forklift bought and set up at the store because you're always moving stuff around at the store. You always need a forklift over there. And I do have the forklift mod downloaded, so I can at least do that. I don't know. I don't think it's expensive. So, since the Ford is over by the store, what I'll do is I'll hop in that. I have a pallet of fertilizer, I think, waiting at the store for me. Good morning, YouTuber. Good morning from where I am. So, okay, he's good to go. We need to get that. We need to get him emptied and set up and waiting. is going to yield us just under 20,000 liters worth of soybeans. So that's a good haul. I might get a bigger tipper. Like I stated earlier in this video, I do not like the tippers with the front axle that swings about. The dolly tippers, I don't care for them. They're a little bit more difficult to maneuver when trying to back up. So this trailer will get sold once I have the funds for it. Let's shut him off right there. Gonna hop over to the Z-door. Need to go refill this. Perfect little tractor for fertilizing the fields you have on the farm here. Works out awesome. It's not overpowered, doesn't do Mach 10, works just right. Now eventually I will be purchasing the wannabe Ford F-250 and the wannabe Ford Mustang. I know that's not what they're called, that's what I call them because that's what they are. Because I believe in having vehicles to move about the map on. Okay, so we are going to have to get another couple of seed pallets over here, so we're definitely going to have to buy a forklift and utilize the Ford to get that stuff back here. We're just going to cut through here real quick. Beep beep. Those will get him started on the field here. Always trying to get these things set up so they're not overspraying or underspraying is sometimes a pain, but perfect. Look at that. It worked out pretty sweet. So he's going. We are going to hop into the Ford. We're going to swing over to the shop. Need to get a couple of pallets of fertilizer. No, not on with the Bronco. Should probably turn on speed just a little. Going a might bit too fast. Nobody knows how squirrely these things get when you go too fast on them. Here, we're gonna pull into the store. We're gonna get a forklift bought. I don't know if anybody's actually seen a forklift or used it. There we go. Oh, curb check, still there. Alright, well, I gotta drop the tailgate on the Ford. So let's put this down. Okay, so that way I can actually load it properly. We're gonna buy a seed pallet, or a fertilizer pallet, I should say. I still have plenty of seed pallets. We're down to one and I have 3 here. Oh, it should be 3. Is that 3? Yeah, okay. So, oh, I gotta buy a fork. Where, or just a miscellaneous? Maybe? Yes. There we go. And, no, that's just the room. Okay, so, yeah, we'll make that black. There we go. Alrighty, so. Oh, and you gotta buy the forks. Okay. Okay. Don't need long forks. I made it black rims, we'll make it black forks, although that probably wasn't a good idea, but whatever. Alrighty. Let's hop in here. Definitely simple, I've never actually looked inside of this. Not a lot of detail in here, but it does the trick, I guess you could say. So, oh, not even a beacon on it. Well, what do you know? Whatever. So let's get these guys loaded up. Does do the job quite nicely though. Nope. Want that tip back. There we go. There we go. Load that right up into there. Grab another one. This thing's actually pretty versatile, easy to use too. Gotta rotate that forward. Yeah, there we go. There we are. Look at that. Nobody's perfect. Oh, oopsie. Too heavy on the downward force there. Oh, come on, get in there. Why is that not working? Mm. Okay, so let's do this. Let's put the tailgate up. See if that old trick works. Oh yeah, that's gonna help out a lot actually. So I'll have back in here, and then I can push this forward more. And I can actually use the tailgate to grab the pallet out. So you'd think. Come on. Never works the way you want it to. Swear. Ah! No, 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 no. Get up there. No! Oh. Fail. Fail, fail, fail. Oh, okay. Well, that kind of worked. Oi. Oi. Come on, get in there. Just get in there. There we go. I did not want to grab that. Be up here. Oh, that's not gonna work either. You know what? We're just gonna call it good for now. I'm not even gonna load up the other one. Park him here. Hi. Random people yelling at me from the sidewalk. How you doing? Okay, so there, that's attached. Pushed my Ford up on the sidewalk there. Oh, ho, ho, ho. That's coolish. Don't need lowrider status here. I wonder if I can get that to settle down. Nope, it's not gonna settle down. Okay. That's cool. so let's take this back to the farm. Get him out on the road. Wait for this gentleman to move. Alright, let's see here. Oh, start out slow. We're just gonna kind of do a rolling stoppage there. Alright. The cruise set, should turn signal off. I'm going way too fast for this load. There we go, that's better. You ran a stop sign, sir. How dare you? Pretty cool old looking T-Bird there. Got some Durangos running around, some Fords. I'm originally a automotive parts counterman. I was in the business for 13 years. I can spot a vehicle from a mile away if I'm familiar with it. I am a gearhead. I love old school horsepower. So, if you hear me yelling at cars by their actual given name and not by the licensed name that Giants had to use, please forgive me. Make this turn here. Oh, a lot of weight for this little thing. I just noticed that our grain tank is full on a harvester, so we're going to get him unloaded. After I park this, I'm going to have to steal the case so I can unload this. Did I not tie those down? I forgot to tie those down. I did forget to tie those down. Whew. Man, that would have sucked if I'd have flipped this thing over. Be picking them up off the ground. Alright, so we're going to park you right here in the main yard. We're just going to shut you down, drop the tailgate. Well, I'd have just done that. Ah, oh well, whatever. Okay, so we're going to hop over to the case. We're going to get him unloaded. Now this field I know I did 3 fertilizing states, and look, canola never yields a lot, so let's see what we got here. Soybean and canola are always an issue in getting a decent amount of yield from them. Looks like we did a pretty good job though here. Getting quite a bit out of this. And that's not even, that's almost half the field, so that's not too bad. That's pretty impressive actually. See, that's why I don't like these dolly tippers. We got a good forecast from the looks of it, sunny. Shut him off. Okay, Zedor Crystal's done doing his job, so let's move him. We'll go load him up with the last bit of fertilizer that's in the shed. All this work they did on this game, you'd think they could have put your hands on the steering wheel in the in-cab view. But even as advanced as PC is, they haven't been able to do it there either, so I guess no great loss here. Oh boy. Good thing there's no damage. Alrighty, so let's back up to that fertilizer tank there. Open our cover up. Don't know if that's going to use the whole thing. Nope, it's definitely not going to use the whole thing. Okay, so we're going to put him over here by field 14, so he's ready to go when I need him to be. Okay, so there's all that, and I'm gonna go take this over to lot 12, and we're gonna see if I can't cultivate it. It might need to be plowed, don't know yet. Pretty sure I forgot to turn time down. It's already, getting late. It's almost 5:30 game time. So, yeah, I think I forgot to turn time down. But it is what it is, so. The first time this ever happened to me, it threw me off because I didn't know what was going on. Just tried to cultivate a field and nothing happened. Then I realized my periodic plowing was on. So, plowing doesn't need to be done all the time. It needs to be done every 3 harvests. So I've got another 2 harvests on this field to go. While he's going, I should take this down and fill the seed and fertilizer tanks up. So that's done and ready and waiting. And I need to get that other case unhooked from the tipper so I can get my fertilizer out of the truck. Actually, you know what? I might just leave that in the truck, and that way I can transport the fertilizer around as I need it. Ha 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 ha. It's thinking of the old Boehner there, Tiny. fill up the fertilizer doesn't need to be filled, but might as well. So, go get him staged. I do like to rotate crops, so we plowed soy, we've sown soybeans, sown canola. I think we'll do a little bit of wheat, because I do need to get some bales going. That requires purchasing a baler, which I don't, unless I go with a Massey Ferguson baler, I don't have any money for it. Which also leads me, again, to buying more equipment. Let's see here. He's gonna be a while, I think, so let's just take him right off of the map here. Let's get him off this field and just get him parked out of the way. Park him down here. There. Right there is good. Let's see. What to do. Let's go to... I like doing this the right way, but right now I'm going to do this way. We're going to borrow the max amount on the loan. So that'll give us another substantial amount of money. So let's see here. I need... What do we have for tractors? Do I want to spend that? Does that justify buying sheep? I definitely need a transport, but that can only hold so many aminals at once. And I'd like to buy a substantial amount of sheep, so that's obviously a lot more. I might just have to stick with this for now. You know what, let's just do that, because that I can hook a tractor to and I don't need to buy anything else. Okay, so there's that, and we are going to need you. Did I buy that? Did that get purchased? Yes, it did. Okay, so we need you. And we're gonna need a mower, an inexpensive mower. Front mount mower. 12,000. I guess Nova Cat's gonna have to go. We'll buy the potting or Nova Cat. Now that needs 70 horsepower, so we need to find a tractor with that amount of horsepower. And we need a foraging wagon. There's that at. Oh, come on. Here's your brain. Wake up. Where's the brains? No. No. Huh. Why? Oh, they're there. Loading wagons. Okay. So we're not going to be able to buy a lot of sheep, sorry. So we're going to buy the smallest feeder. How much horsepower does that need? 60, and the mower needed 70, so we need a tractor with at least a minimum of 130 horsepower, because that's got to get split between the two. Let's see if there's anything cheaper than that that's got the power requirement. Probably not. No. So we're just gonna go with the Fendt 800. There we go. Don't need a front attacher on this. I do need that. Standard, what does that mean? Front loader attacher. What is this? Front attacher? Front attacher for PTO equipment. Okay, we're gonna go with the max amount of horsepower. I am gonna color match it. I like color matching. We don't need twin wheels on this. I don't know what the chrome part means on this. I have yet to find a chrome part on this. So if anybody knows what that means, I'd love to hear a comment on it. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, here we go. So here's our setup. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go mow some grass. We're gonna get this thing filled up, and we're gonna deliver this to the sheep farm. And the cool thing about this is you can mow grass anywhere you want on the field, on the map. So we just have to find a place to mow grass where there's a substantial amount of it. So let's go do this. Okay, so there's plenty of grass in this area to mow, so let's get everything going here. Always takes that thing forever to unfold, I mean. Okay, so let's get this done. We'll mow some grass here on the farm. It's weird, why isn't it picking any up? It's not even mowing. Huh. Did they do something? That's weird. Strangely awkward. Odd. Okay, so we'll just stick to the outside edge. At this rate, this is going to take forever. And the sheep, I believe, are... Where is the sheep farm? Oh, way over by field 11. Well, okay. Typically what I do with this is I'll fill it up by mowing, and then I'll just leave it near the feeding trough by the sheep. That way I can just swing by quick and feed them as needed. As you can see, it doesn't take long to fill this up. It is the smallest one. This is what was brought over from FS15. It's a popular one to start out with. And once you start racking up the money, go to the bigger ones. It doesn't take so long. It takes longer to fill it, yes, but then you have more feed for the sheep. Typically what I do is once I have the money, I will utilize the largest loading wagon and one of the JCB fast tracks. The bigger of the two is actually the best thing to go with for that type of project. Let's see if I can't mow this grass over here, because that one didn't let me over there, and I don't know quite why it wouldn't. But it did let me do the perimeter in this one, so. That would be why right there. I think it has something to do with you not owning the field. So we stick to the very outside edge here, I think we're good. If I was at my farm, this probably wouldn't be such a problem. But I'm not at my farm. And it is letting me do this section here too, so. We're just almost full. A little over 70%, so this shouldn't take too much more time. I think this loading wagon holds just over 20,000 liters of grass or straw, whatever it is you're collecting. And again, doing this, not only are you collecting food for your animals, but you're keeping the map maintained grass-wise. Makes it look good, in my opinion. Well groomed. Look at that. See the difference here? Mode, not mode. Mode, not mode. It's not bad. I mean, not horrible. Oh, I've roasted the babes. I've woken the babes up. Oh, and she's back asleep. Alrighty, we'll finish this. This might actually fill this up, which would be nice. What is the limit on it? How much does this hold? That way I know when to stop with it. Loading wagons. There it is. How much does this hold? 21,300. No, it's not going to fill it up, but it's going to come close. And now it's not letting me mow anything because... Oh, maybe a little bit. Okay. Depends on where I place the mower at, I guess. Okay, so that wrote that off. Damn, I'm almost full too. Doesn't that suck? Where can I go to mow? Let's try over here by the sugar beet field. Let's try to stick to the outside edge on him. See what happens. Oh yeah, perfect. There's our alarm. And we're going to cut the mower off. Pick this up. Perfect. Alrighty. So we're going to shut that off. Hold that up. We're going to wheel this over to lot 11. To the sheep farm. I'll turn around here. There we go. Oops, sorry, Farmer John. Didn't mean to drive over your crop. Alrighty. I really need to stop multitasking when I'm broadcasting. Causes problems. Alrighty, so let's get this over to field 11. The sheep, aka the sheep farm. I might. I'm trying to find my bearings here. Boop, 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 boop. Gotta back up. Okay. Eventually purchase field 11 and just turn that into a massive grass field for the sheep. Oh, there's a stop sign. Okay, good. No traffic coming. Put that down. And we gotta take a right out of here. I do talk to myself a lot, people. Please forgive me. Not intentional. I'm not crazy, I promise. Babes thinks I am, though. Anybody wondering who Babes is, Babes is my significant other half, my wife of an awesome... Oh, crashed. 16 years of marriage, 18 years together. Wouldn't trade it for the world. Although I'm sure she might at some points. Nope. I just got weird looks. Now I'm driving off the road. Alrighty, so here we are. Sheep farm is right up here overlooking the lovely lake. So here's the sheep farm. And I just drove past the food drop, so we'll go around the way here. Isn't that picturesque? Look at that. That is so pretty. They did such a good job with all of these maps. Okay, so we're gonna pull right up here to the food trough. Hit the right button for the trigger. Okay, so this is done with now, so we do not need this or this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of just park the trailer and the mower off to the side. And this one I'll put right up here against the building so it's out of the way. Run back, grab the water tanker, fill that, get some water over here, and then we'll purchase some sheep. We are going to buy as many sheep as we can fit in the trailer that we purchased. The downfall is I have to go all the way to the other end of the map to Mary's farm to buy the sheep and then bring them back to here, which is the shitty part. Nope. Gotta keep hitting that damn button. So the water tankers can be filled pretty much anywhere on the map as long as there's water troughs set up around the map. So if you go to the main map here, I don't know if it tells you. No, because I know there's a water trough up by field 12 and it doesn't tell you that it's there, so we have a couple options. We can just go down to the river and fill the tank there. Pretty sure it still charges you. Or we can head this way over to the sawmill and back this right into the drop point for the water for the logs. Not drop it, but back it into the sell point for the logs in the mill pond. And fill it from that. Or if you can find simple access to the river, you can also do it from there. This is easier because I'm right here, literally. So, actually, can we get down to the beach there? Maybe we can. This is not the right way to do this, folks, so. Points taken off for realism factor. I apologize, but I need to get water to the sheep. And look at that, works out perfect. Although it's not very recreational to be filling a water tanker from the beach with a tractor on the beach. It's comical, but not practical, not the right way. Alright, so we have full water tankers, so now we can head over to sheep farm and fill the water tank. And we'll pick up our trailer and go buy some sheep. Oh, giving me a little run for my money here, huh? Yeah, I'm bigger. Oh, little crazy driving going on there. There we go. Okay. Actually, we could probably just run. Yeah, I should have taken a left there. Alright, there's a lift up here. We'll take that one. Ugh. Me and those buttons, man. I do rolling stops. Stop signs with the white borders around the edge are optional. That'll take us right to the shortcut to the farm for the sheep. It's right up here. Plenty of places to do logging here. Alrighty, so there's that done. And this we can park off to the side here by the mower. Out of the way. There we go. So we're just gonna put that right there, and then we'll go get the trailer and we'll go buy some sheep. Okay. So let's head on out to Mary's farm and we'll go buy some sheep here. Oh, way wrong button. That would have caused a massive accident. Wow, bro. Just trying to figure out the controls for loading and unloading the animals. Their L has completed their task. Cool. Okay. We were able to buy more than I thought we could fit into this. We were able to purchase 40 sheep, or 10 sheep for $40,000. So that's, $5,000 a piece. No, that's not right either. How much did the sheep cost? Where are the animals? There's the animal thingy. There it is. Sheep. Can't purchase them from that menu, I guess, so we'll just take the scenic route back to the sheep farm, get them, let them loose, and they will start producing wool for us pretty much immediately, because I already have their feed and water drop set up. That's going to work to my advantage. We're going to cut down, we're going to go through the fields here. A little bit of a bumpy ride for them, but they'll manage. As soon as I'm done here, I'm probably going to head back to the farm, clean up some equipment, put it away, and call it a night. Because I think I've been broadcasting way too long as it is. Cover them up a bit. Could be a little too cold this late in the day. Don't want them getting the shivers. left. And some of those. And pretty much safe for feeding and watering the sheep. Once you have all that stuff full, they're pretty much maintenance free. The only time you gotta show up or anything is when you have to pick up the crates of wool to take to the market and sell. I have to remember where the trigger point is for unloading them. Guess it's right there. Cool. And we have sheep in our pasture now, folks. Check this out. Look at that. We have sheep on our farm. And they'll be happy, and they'll reproduce their own. So all I need to do is feed and water them. And they'll be good. Look at that. Check their stats. Their stats are good for what I have for food and everything. So, reproduction, that's all going to take a few minutes to catch up. So, what I can do is take this back over to the main farm. And we're going to jump the railroad tracks here. Boing! There we go. I just want to get back to the farm. Oh, I'm lost now. Oh boy. Oh boy. No, we'll just follow the tracks to the road. Not the way it should be done, but whatever. There we go. This is the back way into the farm here, so we'll cut across. I'm sure there's stuff that needs to get done and moved around. So we'll park the trailer. I am going to put a jet wash down here, like now. I like having my equipment clean. I don't like dirty equipment. So, let's see here, where can I put this? This right down here. Yeah, we'll put it right there. Shouldn't be in the way. I'll put it right on the corner. There. It's out of the way. Easily accessible. That thing got dirty quick, huh? done already. Damn. That's weird. Once again, he is stopped on the wrong side. Just typical. Alright, so that's that. We have sheep now. Farm's still in the, not quite in the green, but we're gonna start making some more money, so do more jobs, get the second loan I took out paid off. And yeah, things are looking good. So as of right now, my time and where I am, it is 3:45 in the morning. So I must be hopping off and getting ready for bed-ish. So I bid you all adieu, and thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, and please, any comments are welcome. Y'all have a great day.